Welcome back to the I Can Career Tech More Show podcast. I'm your host RJ. In today's Black History, me and a couple of my fellow classmates are going to be telling you about some important historical Black Americans that contribute to Black history and help become what it is today. So you can find the blogs, because we're going to do podcasts and some is doing blogs. You can find the blogs right below me. And we're going to get into my person. So today I got Nat Turner. Nat Turner was born October 2nd, 1800, and he died November 11th, 1831. Nat Turner he was a self-made prophet and also a preacher. He led the largest African-American slave rebellion, which means that they fought back and because they wanted freedom. Nat Turner, the slaves and stuff, they killed over 60, but they killed about 60 whites, but unfortunately, after Nat Turner was unfortunately caught and he was hung by execution, they also did a lot of more things to him. It was very gruesome to read about. But he's a very important person because if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be able to be doing right now. I probably wouldn't be able to tell you guys about him right now, if anything, because we probably wouldn't have freedom to do it.
Yo, I'm Dylan, and today I'm going to be telling you about a Black historic queen, Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Rebecca Lee Crumpler was born in 1831. She became the first Black African-American physician. She was a physician, and she became a doctor of medicine in 1864. After a year after the Civil War ended, she took her time and dedicated her time to treating women and children and poor Black people that couldn't pay for their own medical bills. So she go ahead and did all that, and she even made a book in 1983 about the diagnosis part 2. So, and she unfortunately died in 1895, and that's when people actually started talking about her. She wasn't really known. It's more of an unknown person, unlike Martin Luther King and people like that. And so I just want people to know about her. So that's all.
Hello, my name is Meech, and I'm going to be telling you about Benjamin Banneker. And his father was a slave, and his mother was also a servant, also somewhat of a slave. And so he was self-educated growing up, but due to the lack of his self-education, he didn't let that hinder him, and he became something great, like an astroneer. He did stuff in the science field, the medical field with medical information. He liked animals like bees and insects, orchids, things like that. And he was doing trades with exchanges of paperwork with the U.S. Senate.
Hi guys, I'm Ty and I have Madam C.J. Walker. She was born in 1867 and she died in 1919. She was raised in poverty, but she came on to be the most wealthiest influential woman in her era. She created the first Black products for women to grow their hair, because back then, Black women hair wasn't growing as much as they wanted it to.
Hello, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm gonna talk about Mary McLeod Bethune. So, Mary McLeod Bethune, she was her parents were formerly slaves through 1875 and to 1955, right? And she became one of the most inspiring Black African-American women and education. And also she opened up a school for African-American girls for education, and she merged with a school of all boys.
I'm Zanaya. Today I'm going to be telling y'all about Bessie Coleman. First, I'm going to refer to my paper so I can make sure I'm giving y'all the proper information. So, first, she was born 1892. Now, Bessie Coleman, she wanted to be a flight attendant, but this was way back then. So, first, they wasn't looking at females, and not only females, African-American females, to be flight attendants and just, driving a plane. So, she did not give up. Like, let me tell y'all that. Y'all know our Black people, you feel me? We strive. She ain't give up, so she actually went to France to go take some Francis out there so she could see if she could get her license out there. That worked out. She was hired 1922, but she was sadly passed away in 1926, just 4 years later due to a flight crash, actually. So, Yeah, that's sad. But I'm happy that she never gave up on her dreams, and she went to France, out the country, just to do what she wanted to do. So I can tell y'all can do anything for real. And put y'all mind to it.
Hi, my name is Mimi, and I'm going to be talking about Henry Tanner. He was the first African-American painter. He was born in 1859 to 1937. He started off from early childhood painting based off of church Bible scriptures.
Hi, I'm Bernea, and today I'm going to be talking about Moneta Sleep. Moneta Sleep was the first African American to win the Pulitzer Prize, and he captured a picture of Coretta Scott King.
Today I'm your host Tez from Active Career Tech Money Show Podcast, and today I'll be telling you all about Harriet Tubman. So first, Harriet Tubman served as a Union spy in the Civil War, and I'll be telling you all a quote that Harriet Tubman said, referring to my notes. So Harriet Tubman has said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer," and I feel like you can't have a dream if you don't have a dreamer.
I'm your host, Dominic. I'm from the Active Career Tech Morning Show podcast. Today we talk about Black history, and the historian we're covering today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. At age 35, he was the youngest man to get a Nobel Peace Prize. And a quote I have from him is, "I have a dream." He was one of the first men to see that everybody on this planet was created equally, and he felt as if he was to make that dream come true.
And don't forget to stay tuned in to this podcast, because we got more important historical figures coming up and being explained by our classmates at the ACT school.